Hi, my name is Aneta from the Travel Leaf, and in this video I'm going to show you what it's like to do a sunrise climb to the top of a volcano, Mount Batur in Bali. Our morning starts at 1:30 a.m. here in Ubud, where me, Gita and a few other people are waiting for our tour guide to pick us up. We are by the place where we booked the trip a day before, because you can't really climb without a tour. We paid 300,000 rupiah per person for the whole experience, but we had to wait quite a bit. It's 3 a.m. and we are ready to go. They are picking up other people all over the place, so we ended up waiting for an hour, as we were almost the last ones to be picked up. The bus ride to the starting point of a trek is a bit over an hour, but right before the end of the drive we stopped at a local warung, which is a small local cafe, and finally had a chance to see the faces of other climbers for the first time, as it was pitch black all the way here. Here we had a quick bite of fried banana and a glass of Balinese coffee, and that was included in the total tour price. The energy was not too high yet, as it's 4 a.m. in the morning, but that's about to change very soon. So we have arrived at the base of Mount Batur. It's a little bit after 4 in the morning. I think we are like 15 or 20 minutes behind the schedule, but now it's the toilet stop, and then we'll see what happens next. Then we gathered to the briefing with our tour guide and received our equipment, which was a torch, a breakfast box and a bottle of water. And finally the hike starts. At first on a solid road, but then it quickly turns into a rocky, narrow path leading uphill through a local farmland. Those were maybe cornfields around. I couldn't really see as it was still pitch black. At this point, the hike feels pretty easy. There are also several rest stops along the way where to catch your breath before continuing the way up. We were trying to not rest too much as we started the hike a bit late and really wanted to make it to the top for the sunrise. So it's been 1 hour and 40 minutes and we made it to the first viewpoint. The guide says that it's the best view right here, but we can also continue 25 minutes more up to the very peak, so we are gonna do that, of course. It's 20 minutes before the sunrise and we're starting to get some nice views. Looks like already that it's gonna be really worth it, because the color of the sky. The incline got steeper and it actually got more and more difficult to climb. We are almost at the top. The last 5 minutes has been the most difficult. I feel like my heart is jumping out, but we'll continue. And once you start to see Bali, waking up down below the clouds, it feels so good. Just a little bit more. The very last part of the climb was actually the steepest and most challenging one. Okay, we made it to the top. We are there. Of course, the peak of Mount Batur is pretty crowded. But after working so hard to get here, it felt so rewarding and so exciting to finally see the sunrise from the top of this volcano. And you can always find a quiet corner to enjoy the views just by yourself. Just don't get too carried away with the beautiful views, as there are a bunch of furry friends lurking around to steal your breakfast. Okay, we made it to the summit and we saw the sunrise, but we were not that lucky today because it's kind of cloudy. So the sunrise was not as beautiful as it could have been. But still, it was so worth coming up here. And well, the hike was not that difficult. The beginning was quite easy. The ending part was the toughest one, but still, like if you are at least a little bit fit, you will manage to get up here easily. Once we were done resting after the hike and taking in the views of the other nearby volcano Mount Agun and also the gigantic crater lake, it was time to get going to explore more of the volcano that we are standing on top of right now. Well, a reality of visiting popular tourist spots in Bali. But thankfully it's not crowded all the time. What I really loved was the route down that would take us around the edge of a volcano crater. So we got to see views from all sides and even got a steam facial. There were quite a few places with the real volcano steam coming out of the ground. I couldn't believe how hot the steam actually was. Mount Batur is actually considered as an active volcano, so no wonder it's spitting some smoke. However, it's considered very safe to climb and hasn't erupted since 2000. The trek continued to the opposite side of the volcano, where we'd start our descent. It's so unbelievable to see how the land formed around the volcano from several previous lava eruptions in the history. Some of these local villages down there have actually existed in the mountain shadow for decades. We also have some breakfast here. I'm making my breakfast sandwich. I have an egg and 2 plain breads, so sandwich like this. And I also had a banana, but Monkey took that from me, so I'm left with this. They also say that this egg was boiled in the volcanic steam, so if I imagine if that's true, then it tastes really good. So different than usually. The hike to get down took us about 1.5 hours, and there are parts of the downward route where the volcanic sand was so slippery so that it took some time and balancing on our feet to get down without falling. The rest of the path was more rocky. It still involved some jumping and balancing, but was really easier to manage than the sandy part on top. Now it's 9:30. We made it to the first parking lot and everyone's legs are jello, pure jello.
I'm so glad
We got ourselves back into minivans to finally be taken home. Bye-bye Mount Batur, it was a magical experience. Thankfully there is enough time till we reach Ubud to have a quick nap. But our driver had different plans.
This is good. Red rice tea for the bone, lemon for slim, saffron for immune system, Balinese coffee, vanilla coffee, mochaccino, coconut coffee, ginseng coffee, hot chocolate, avocado.
It's a surprise stop at the Luwak coffee tasting place. And that was what concluded the whole adventure.